Hey, lovelies. So thank you guys for all the sweetness that you brought to my last video. And if you haven't seen my last Wobble video, you know, no need. But I was just grappling with some grief. And people have been really kind. And, you know, things move. Things move through you. And we've connected with friends in Oaxaca and kind of heard more of the story and connected with our dear friend's family, and that's been good. So you just move. And so I'm back today to do another Wobble reading. And I have it in me to do a playing card reading. Now here's the thing about playing cards. I started to get obsessed with them, like, I don't know, about 5 years ago, six years ago, 2019. I had never worked with playing cards at all. I'd never collected playing cards, but I realized, like, oh, you know, there are really some beautiful decks out there, and they're inexpensive. You know, for $6, I can get like a gorgeously produced deck. For $12, I could get like this bad girl, Wicked, the Theory 11's tie-in to the film, which is beautiful. Only, and I, started to unbox it on video earlier, and then realized, you know what, I haven't seen the movie. I've never seen the musical. I don't know who all the characters are referencing. I don't know who that is. I mean, I recognize Elphaba and Glinda, and I love the green and the pink, and I love me the Wizard of Oz, and but without having clarity about what all of the face cards, I mean, I love that Elphaba is the Queen of Spades, but without having clarity about who all the face cards are referring, I'm just looking for Glinda here. I probably can't read with it just yet. There she is. Anyway, but I'm excited too, and I will, and 311 does a beautiful job. But, I used to, I spent a fair amount of time kind of exploring playing cards. This is fabulous, by the way. Because they're beautiful, and they're affordable, and they're delightful, and they're like incredibly, I mean, if the average tarot card deck could achieve what, the average playing card deck can achieve in terms of beautiful, delicious, shuffleable cardstock, what a world that would be. Casino finish for all of us. Anyway, so I wanted to do a playing card reading, and I don't know why, and I don't know how that relates to being in this weird state where, my grief is moving through me. The world is a mess. But there's something about the simplicity of playing cards that is really delicious. Now, I read playing cards as part of the system of tarot. For me, there's different lineages, but there's only one tarot. And in fact, modern playing cards emerge from the very source that the tarot emerged from. The two strands of tarot, what produced the four minor arcana and the major arcana, comes from the Islamic East, the sort of history of playing cards from China, across the Silk Road into the Arab world, and then into Europe through Arab traders in the ports of Italy and the Iberian Peninsula, Spain and Portugal. And then, the early modern fascination with allegorical imagery is what produces what we will call the major arcana, and those two streams come together. And then they also, playing cards move through that and develop into the variety of French suits that we have today: hearts, spades, diamonds, clubs, and then Swiss, German suits, acorns and bells, and they're what the suit elements are. They evolve, but it's all from the same source. So when I read playing cards, I read them as a part of the tarot, And I have no problem doing the translation of saying, okay, diamonds are pentacles or coins, hearts are cups, spades are swords, and clubs are wands or batons. No problem doing that. But I also, it's with playing cards, when I first started using them and first started reading with them and reading them as a lineage of tarot, that I started to talk about calibration. So I don't know, the simplicity and clarity of a really streamlined pip deck right now, with my heart kind of in whatever it's in. This is what I want to read with, but it's not going to be wicked because I don't get the references, and instead I am going to read from my Pagan Otherworlds playing card. Okay, here we go. This is a very beautiful deck as well. And it's Usi, you know, they do an amazing job with all of their cardstock. This is my favorite playing card deck, I think. I really do also love Artisan Tarot's Portrait de Paris deck. But for reasons that might become obvious because of the calibration I'm going to do, I'm going to read with this playing card deck. So, yeah, I think, you know, I'm still working with grief. It feels like this isn't just about our friend Johnny. You know, everything that's happening to the country that I love. Yeah, all of the ways in which chaos and fear reign. I have friends who work in education and public health and humanitarian aid and nonprofits, and just, you know, if you work in any of those targeted sectors, and if you are an immigrant or undocumented or trans or, you know, you guys know the drill. It's a, yeah. So I just had a jumper, 2 cards. Oh, King of Hearts and the 9 of Swords of Spades. So this is the 9 of Spades reversed, right? You can, I mean, it's cool with the everything but diamonds, you can tell in a playing card deck. And 9 of Spades, 9 of Swords, you know, if you think about this from a kind of Waite Smith lineage perspective, you're thinking anxiety. I am letting myself read it in those terms, but I'm also just looking at the pip, the arrangement of the pips, and seeing how this is anchoring down, and that kind of isolation, and that real kind of sense of being hemmed in of the 9 of Spades. King of Hearts, so this is the Pagan Otherworlds, so he really does kind of, we see the King of Cups there. It's obvious that capacious, full heart, and then this entrapped, anxious, pointy, spiky feeling to it, right? So that's what I'm seeing here with my Wobble in this place of grief. Again, I feel like I've gotten this kind of reading several times, the fullness and the completeness of the heart, but then this also spiky. I think I've gotten the 9 of Swords before. This kind of spiky, trapped, all the things that the spades and the swords are both about, like just what cleaves you. And in, you know, I mean, one of the things I love about the spades, and you really see it here with the 9 of Spades reversed, is it does look like a heart that's been kind of, that's carved, cleaved down the middle. So that's my Wobble. That's my Wobble. And now I'm going to pick the 3rd card, which is trying to frame this as a question. And then I'm going to pick a calibrating card. Because working with a playing card deck, You don't have any majors, and you have these pips, which are very abstract. And I think it helps to calibrate. So how do I hold this fullness of heart and then the spikiness, cleaved heart, anxious reality of the Nine of Spades? How do I hold that all together? Oh, fuck, man. The Queen of Swords. Well, that makes sense. This is just me, Can I just be the embodiment of her aching heart that knows her grief? Just stand in that space. Can I do that? I'm going to calibrate with the Pagan Otherworlds Tarot deck, and guess who's on my guess who's on my pouch? Okay. I'm going to calibrate with this deck. So in calibration, I'm just picking another point of reference that's helping me. Again, it's kind of like the really good question. It's helping me hold the tension in one place. It's giving me a kind of container for something that is wobbly and difficult and pointy and full and all the things that we've just seen in this reading. And this is my calibration. Wow, the Empress. Well, that is pretty straightforward, yeah? Birth and death, the fullness of this queen, of this Empress, nature, mother, birth, death. Yeah, just hold that energy. And so much maternal, heartful, even with this king, heartful energy in this reading. And so it's a lovely place to stop. Okay, that's what I've got for today. I will come back at some point, having seen Wicked, and do some readings with that playing card deck. If you're interested in me working more with playing cards, drop a note below. I love the work with playing cards. It's part of my Mindful Tarot Certificate program, by the way. We start out with pips. That's our starting point. And kind of what gets us going. If you are interested in the certificate program, come to the info session. The first info session is February 15th, 2025. Details in the description below. I'd love to tell you more about the program. Okay. Thank you, guys. Thanks for being there. Thank you for your practice.